I was talking to a tradesperson who is not having the greatest, final quarter of the year, and by that way I mean not getting paid. You know what I mean? Doing the work to start off with, signing a contract. Everybody agrees on both sides. Everyone's happy. Work starts. Work's being performed correctly, and then there's obviously payment draws, right? So work's done, next payment draw. Work's done, next payment draw. Client. In this situation, it's a homeowner client, it's a homeowner GC, and then it's also a real estate agent. Fuck you, I'm not going to pay this remaining balance, go away. And a couple of them made the threat of, go ahead, put a lien on, and we don't give a shit, I'll go litigation route, right? So during these hard economical times, I wanted to present it to you, and you agreed, where it's affecting. There's a whole trickle effect associated with not paying a tradesperson, not paying a contractor. And I've always said to all the young tradespeople out there, homeowners have to pay their line of credit and they have to pay their mortgage, but they don't have to pay the contractor. It's a reality that this industry faces, and the sooner you can learn that lesson with the smallest amount possible, the better off you're going to be.
Right.
What happens when you don't pay a contractor, and how it contributes to either the downfall or possibly the restructuring of that contractor, personally, professionally, possibly losses, financial, and then also it's going to contribute to mental stress, anxiety, possibly affect relationships, marriages, children. Like it affects all that crap, right? So it's like you consciously make a decision, fuck you, I'm not going to pay you. You're basically doing so much more on the back end for that one statement, right?
The ripple effect is massive.
Yeah, it's huge.
Why don't we start there? Like the self-awareness, even as a homeowner who says, fuck you, I'm not paying you. Do you think they're aware of the ripple effects? Do you think they know? Do you think they give a shit?
I think they're aware. I don't think they give a shit. And I think it's survival of the fittest. I think that they care far more about their own family than the family that they're affecting, who's a total stranger to them. But they hire them based on their personality and their character and the strength of their business. But they don't care about their family. Most clients I've seen in my years of construction could care less how your marriage is running, could care less how the relationships with your children are, could care less about the relationships with your friends. Most clients don't. It's not a factor. To them, the only thing as a factor is their house, their project, choosing colors, making sure hitting deadlines. That's what they care about. They could care less. I've spoken to guys on the show. I've spoken to them off the show where it's like, my sister passed away. Okay, well, we're going to hire somebody else to replace you.
Right.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Okay, so but this sparks a bigger question for me because already, people either agree with my philosophy or don't, and that's cool too. But I'm simply out there to say, what happens if it was to suggest that everything you do affects you holistically? Like, don't leave crumbs. Don't be an asshole and leave crumbs, because at some point in time, it's coming back to you, man. It's coming back to you. So for the guy who says, your sister died, that sounds like a you problem, I'm gonna go hire somebody else. Whoa, like pull the handbrake here, man. That's a trigger. That is, if that's how you think, then what else is really going on?
I think a lot of tradespeople, they see the flags.
Right.
They see the signals, but at the very beginning, they want to feel confident that this is just a bad day.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Fair.
And so let's just let it ride. But it's kind of like buying into stocks, and you have a little bit of a dip down. You're like, let's just let it ride. Sure. But then all of a sudden it keeps on dropping. And I think the best thing that you can do is, at the moment you start seeing these little red flags, confront the fucking clients. Just confront them. Be as blunt as possible. It's a business transaction primarily. It's a friendship relationship secondarily.
Yes.
So if that's the case, be blunt.
How so? What do you mean by that?
Listen, don't fuck around. You have to pay this bill by this date. We want to continue doing this job. We want to finish it. We're doing amazing work. Everyone's happy here. Don't fuck around, eh?
Perfect. Yeah. Boundaries, expectations.
Are you offended by my harsh language? Don't frig around. All right? There's lots of moving parts here. We need to finish this shit. And you don't want to make me an enemy. Simple as that, right? And all of a sudden, let them know where you stand, right? And be blunt to the point where, like, I want tradespeople to tell the clients, I get it. You got to pay your line of credit, you got to pay your mortgage, and you got to pay your kid's private fucking school. I get all that shit. But you also got to pay me because I'm in your house right now.
Yeah, and some guys tiptoe around and like, hey, you know you got to pay the bill by the 30th, right? Like, the 30th, today's the 29th, so are you going to pay me tomorrow? And then the payment doesn't come through, and like, okay, well, like, you're going to pay me tomorrow. Set the boundaries and expectations up front like you did. Hey, man, 30th of the month. Okay, so you didn't pay, so now what? How do you suggest we proceed next, boys? Do you want me to pull stuff off site? Do you want me not to do the work? Well, Jonathan, man, you guys are being assholes. That's pretty harsh. Is it?
We're being business people.
We're setting the expectations, man. You expected this building to be built in 9 months, whatever your expectation is, we'll get you there.
You think big players get on the golf course where we know lots of deals are happening and how transactions are being presented there and follow through? You think these big players out there, these big business people, you think they just go around and just putt and all of a sudden, no, they go, listen, don't fuck me on this one. I'm giving you this contract. You're going to do the job. You're going to finish it and you're going to get paid. It's that simple. So I like years ago, West Coast Choppers, Jesse James, he got so tired of trying to track down money from his clients to get paid that he had a tattoo put on the palm of his hand that said, "Pay up, sucker." And he would just show it to the fucking clients. And that's it. Pay up, sucker. I think you need to be blunt. Like, there's no more. The moment you start seeing the red flags, you just be polite, but blunt. Be business professional, but blunt.
Yeah.
That's it. And let them know. I don't know. Like, I have a fucking large scale calendar. Get it from Amazon or whatever. And then have milestones that are marked off on that calendar with post-it notes. And then also have payment draws. Because clients will always want to be on the job site to go through the process. They're always going to want to do a walkthrough. You're never being compensated for those walkthroughs. The interior designers are, the architects are, engineers are, but you as a GC or a tradesperson, you're never paid for that walkthrough. No. But you want to make sure that walkthrough stops at that fucking calendar. And you want to go, hey, Mr. and Mrs., payment draw next Friday. Just keep on fucking digging at them, being professional.